Welcome to Lasea class. I am your teacher, Jan Lasea.
A blessed day to everyone! Today, we are going to learn the ULO version 11 object detection and training the machine with custom data set. I made a program that can detect or recognize the 100 peso bill, but it cannot detect counterfeit or fake bill. I implemented the object detection with custom dataset feature of ULO version 11. Here are my personal goals why I experimented the object detection. Number 1. To gain experience in making an object detection with custom dataset using the ULO version 11. To experiment a small dataset and determine its performance. To produce my own dataset without using available datasets from the internet and not using image augmentation. Lastly, to video document my study for future reference and to share to the public. I used 20 pieces of 100 peso bill with different degradations. Some are brand new and others are old. Using my cell phone, I took pictures of the 100 peso bill, both front and back. I collected 521 samples and split the samples into the following. The training dataset, which is 80% of 521 samples, is equal to 417 images. The test dataset, which is 10% of 521 samples, is equal to 52 images. While the validation dataset, which is 10% of 521 samples, is equal to 52 images. It took me a week to prepare, capture, and annotate the 512 samples. It is time-consuming and requires intensive manual labor. I believe in no pain, no gain. The file structure of ULO contains the following. In your project folder, create 3 subfolders, namely the test, the train, and then the val. And the 3 subfolders, inside of those 3 subfolders, create 2 subfolders, namely images and labels for each subfolder of the folder test, train, and val. Place the images inside the subfolder images among the test, train, and val. And then place the annotations or labels inside the subfolder labels. The val is the validation. In your project folder, create a YAML file using any text editor. Write the path and folder where the train, val, and test subfolders are located. Specify the number of classes and indicate the class name. Save the file with an extension .yaml, or it is pronounced as YAML, inside your project folder. For example, I named the YAML file dataset underscore custom.yaml. And then the contents of this YAML file contains the following. The train subfolder is located at Drive C, Python Fundamentals, Philippine Peso Bills Detection, and then the name of that folder is train. Also with that subfolder val or validation, and as well as the subfolder test. The NC stands for the number of classes. In my case, I only have one class or category or label. That's why I indicated here 1. And then finally, you indicate the label names. Since I only have one class or category or label, the name of that label is P100. If the number of classes is more than 1, for example, 2, then set the value of NC to 2 and specify the names of the classes. For example, the number of classes or categories or labels is 2. Therefore, the names are the following. The names for the label, we have cat and then dog. The annotation is the process of labeling objects in images or videos to help computer vision models identify and locate them. Annotation is a crucial step in training machine learning models for object detection, as it provides the ground truth for supervised learning algorithms. I use the label IMG annotation software tool version 1.8.1 for Windows. Here is the URL address where you can download the label IMG annotation tool. Let me demonstrate how to use the label IMG annotation tool. First and foremost, let me show you the 3 images that I will annotate by and by. Inside the folder train, we can see 2 subfolders, namely images and labels. If we browse the folder images, here are the 3 pictures or images that I will annotate by and by. Let us go and browse the subfolder labels. Inside the subfolder labels, it is empty. This is the place where the label IMG annotation tool will save the YOLO format annotation file every time that we annotate the images. Automatically, it will be placed in this folder labels. Next, let us go to the location where the label IMG annotation tool is located. These are the following file and folder of the label IMG annotation tool. Before we run the label IMG annotation tool, let us go inside the folder data. Inside the folder data, we can find a text file that has a name, predefined classes, predefined underscore classes.txt. If we open up that file, we can see one text or a word. And what is that? That is the name of the class. The name of the class that I name is P100. That means that it is the 100 peso bill. For example, you wanted to train a YOLO model that can detect cat and dog. You place here the name of the class. For example, you place the first class name cat and then followed by a dog. That is the purpose of this predefined underscore classes.txt file. In my demonstration, I only have one class or category, and then the name of that class is P100, and it stands for the Philippine 100 pesos bill. Let me save this file and then close it. And now we are ready to run the label img annotation tool. I will right click the label img.exe file and then select run as administrator. First and foremost, let us first set up the annotation file format. The default is Pascal BOC, and what we want is a ULO format. That's why you simply left click this button and it will select ULO annotation file format. After that, you click the open directory, and we need to locate the folder train. Inside the folder train, we select the subfolder images and then click the select folder. And then we can find here that it detected 3 pictures. Next to that, we click the Save Dir Directory Folder button, where it will save the annotation ULO file format text file. And then the folder that we will select is the subfolder name labels that it is empty a while ago. So we select that folder where it will store there the annotation files. Before we annotate, let us first click the view menu, and then we need to check the auto save mode. We need to check display labels, and then we need to check the show hide label panel. And we are ready now to annotate the first image, which is this picture. To annotate, you simply press the letter W from the keyboard. I press the letter W, the keyboard shortcut, or you can click this button, create rectangle box. I press instead the letter W. And then after that, you simply create a bounding box of that object that it will be the area that the machine will be trained. And then next to that, it will display a dialog window, and then you need to drag and place it at the center so that we can see. And then what does it do is that you need to select the class name to be assigned to this box. And then we only have one class name that I saved a while ago, and here it is. It is P100, so you select that. And then once that it is selected, you click OK. And then this rectangle box is assigned a class which is P100. If in case we wanted to edit the drone bounding box, what we will do is to go to the edit menu and then select edit rec box. And then from there, you can change the size, and then you can adjust the rectangle or the square like this. And once that it is final, we move on to the second image by clicking this next image button. The second image has 2 images of the 100 peso bills. So I'm going to press the letter W from the keyboard and annotate the first image, which is this uh, back image of the 100 pesos bill, and then assign a class which is 100, P100. To annotate the second image, you will not press anymore. You simply draw a rectangle or a square, and then make sure that the picture is captured entirely in its area. And then once that you are done, it will again display this dialog window that you need to assign a class name or a category name. So I will assign P100. And then we can see that there are two pictures. Each image has a label or a category or a class name P100. Since we checked the autosave mode, the first picture a while ago is already saved into the subfolder labels. Let us browse the subfolder labels and then find out if there are files placed there. And we have two files placed here. The first file is the classes.txt, and then it contains only one label or a class name, P100. Let us close this. Let us open up the front21.txt, and then we can see some numbers. The first number containing a value of 0 is the ID number of the class P100. And then the following four numbers are the coordinates and then the width and height of the bounded rectangle. And then the file name front21 is the same name with that image front21.jpg. If we close that and then let us know what is the name of that first image that I annotated a while ago, it is front21.jpg. So the annotated file is front21.text. Let us go back to the label IMG. If I click the next button, it will save automatically the two information regarding the two bounded rectangles. If I click the next button and then we look again the contents of the subfolder labels, we can see that there is a third file added or saved. And then the name is variationA1.txt. If we open that, we can see that there are two bounded rectangles. The first bounded rectangle has a label ID number 0, which is the P100. And then the second is also the same, P100, label ID number 0. Therefore, values from that are the coordinates and length and width of the bounded rectangle, of the two bounded rectangle boxes. Let us close this and let us go back to the label IMG annotation tool. The third and final image contains this picture. So I'm going to press the letter W and then draw a bounding rectangle of that first picture, and then assign a P100 label, and then I will draw another second bounding rectangle and then assign a label P100. Now, it is not yet saved, and it is the last image. To save this, you need to click the next button. Even though there is no more image after that, you need to click the next button so that it will be automatically saved, the annotated file. And if we look the contents of the subfolder labels, we can see that there is a fourth text file that has a name, variation d101.txt. And if we open that, we can see the two information regarding the two bounded rectangles that I annotated to the two pictures a while ago. And then the name variation D101 is the file name variation D101.jpg. So let us go back to the label IMG annotation tool. If in case you made a mistake and you wanted to delete the bounding rectangles, you go to the edit menu and then click edit rect box. And then you select one and then you press the delete button. You select another bounding rectangle and then press the delete button. So that is how to use the label IMG annotation tool. I have observed that when you set the label of two images as one, the object detection model will recognize it as one bounded label. When you set the two images as a separate label, the object detection model will recognize it as two separate bounded box labels. I implemented the YOLO version 11 pre-trained model, the file YOLO11n.pt or pre-trained file. N stands for nano, for processing small or few images and lightweight tasks. I set the following parameters for the training, such as the number of epoch, 30, the number of batch, 32, the number of workers, 0, the image size is set to 640. In the source code file train.py that I provided, I set the pre-trained model YOLO11n.pt and specify the YAML file dataset underscore custom.yaml. To start the training the machine, type the command python space train.py at the command console. I use my desktop PC for the training, not the Google Colab. The hardware specs of my desktop PC are the following. The GPU is the NVIDIA Inno 3D RTX 4080. The GPU memory size is 16 GB. The CPU is Intel Core i9. And then the memory of my desktop PC is 64 GB. I use the GPU for parallel processing during the training. The training lasted 18 minutes and 16 seconds. After the training, YOLO will create a folder named runs and stores there the results. Inside the folder runs, you can see the following results, such as the weights, the confusion matrix, the F1 score, the mean average precision, the precision and recall, different types of graphs, and validations. Here are the following results after the training. Number 1, the matrix precision is 0.99916, which is very high. The highest is 1, and then the lowest is 0. The precision is the accuracy of the detected objects, indicating how many detections were correct. Second, the matrix recall is 1, a perfect score. The recall is the ability of the model to identify all instances of objects in the images. Number 3, the matrix MAP50 is 0.995, which is very high again. The mean average precision calculated at an intersection over union IOU threshold of 0.50. It is a measure of the model's accuracy considering only the easy detections. Finally, the matrix MAP50-95 is 0.97798, which is again very high. The average of the mean average precision calculated at varying intersection over union thresholds ranging from 0.50 to 0.95. It gives a comprehensive view of the model's performance across different levels of detection difficulty. These are the graphs of the various matrices computed by ULO regarding the performance during the training and validation. We can see some graphs of the matrix precision, the recall, the MAP50, and MAP50-95. These are the validation image results. We can observe in the first column that the detection of the bounding box is not perfect or accurate because it does not show the actual size of that Philippine 100 peso bill. It is wrong. While the rest of the columns is accurate, although it has high confidence score or probability value of prediction. I use my laptop PC for the object detection or recognition testing. The hardware specs of my laptop PC are the following. The GPU is the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3050. The GPU memory size is 4 GB. The CPU is the Intel Core i5 with a memory size of 32 GB. I also use my web camera for the real-time video capture. The brand is the Logitech StreamCam that has full HD 1080p at 60 frames per second specifications. Inside the folder weights, it contains the train model of the object detection named best.pt or the pre-trained best model. In the file P100 detection.py that I provided, I set the train model to be used during the object detection testing which is the best.pt file. To pilot test the train model, type the command python space p100 detection.py in the command console. These are my personal conclusion in my laboratory experiment of object detection with custom dataset using the YOLO version 11. Number 1. The object detection model is not perfect. Secondly, the performance is overfitting. It has high performance during the training and validation, but when actual testing, it has lots of false detection or recognition. It is poor performance. It needs more images to train and must apply image augmentation such as rotation, translation, scale, brightness, etc. Number 4. Having a one category or class or object to recognize is not suitable, I think, because the machine tries to predict using similarity of patterns. However, this is my conjecture or guess. It could be wrong. Number 5. Perhaps it is not supposed to be an object detection, rather, image classification should be implemented or applied. Again, this is my conjecture or guess. It might be wrong. Lastly, the amount of light will affect the detection performance using my web camera. Just like our human eyes, if the surrounding is dark or dim and we cannot see the object, therefore we cannot identify it. Similarly, the object detection model will also behave like that. It cannot detect the 100 peso bill.
That ends our topic for today. I hope you are inspired in my class. Thank you for watching. God bless us.